Hi, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Morgan.
And this is Professionals in Paradise. Oof, that was a doozy of an episode, Morgan.
It was. I know. Before we get into it, I want to welcome you back from your paradise.
Aw, thank you. Yes, I was in paradise. I was in Hawaii for my baby moon with my husband, and it was glorious. It was so peaceful and serene and relaxing and all the things paradise should be. But I don't think that's the paradise that we were just witnessing here on the TV.
Definitely not. Paradise is turning into politics.
Oh, unfortunately.
It's turning into strategy. I was like feeling for like Alicia at one moment of she's like, I just need to relax and have a glass of wine and maybe connect with the guy I'm like here with, but he's just all over the pool area just like trying to strategize with everyone, and he does not know what he's doing.
Sean over here doing the most, thinking that he's some kind of mastermind.
Oh my gosh.
But he don't follow your dad's footsteps, Sean. I think you're gonna get your butt handed to you.
Oh yeah, no, it really seems like a little kid playing at politics.
Totally.
Like he in his head he thinks like he's so smooth and suave, but oh dear,
No, he thinks he's slick, but he's choppy at best.
Ugh. Yikes bikes.
Before we go on, I also forgot that I wanted to just say I had so much fun listening to last week's podcast with you and my mom and my sister. That was so much fun. I'm so glad that the three of you all got together while I was out on Baby Moon, and I think you guys had a lot of good charisma.
Oh yeah. We had such a fun time. We were enjoying tamales, and we were also having some yummy baked goods. So it was, we had a wonderful time.
Yeah, I heard there was like a full-on dessert feast.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you gotta have it.
Aw, so fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed being on the listening end.
Totally.
That week. So, yeah, super fun. We love our guest stars.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. Before we jump too much more into it, I also wanted to share on the podcast that last night I went to Islands Burgers to partake in their Bachelor in Paradise flight of drinks. And yeah, it was okay. So it was fun going there, fun to try their little flight of drinks. But I was so disappointed when 8 o'clock rolled around. I'm looking up at the TVs. Nobody's changing the channel. They just have sports, football, baseball, all these random sports on all the different TVs. So I flagged down somebody that worked there and asked if they could put Bachelor in Paradise on one of the TVs, and they kind of like looked at me dumbfounded and were like, what? And I'm like,
really?
Look, I'm enjoying the drink. Like it's the thing, right? Can you guys put it on one of the TVs? Because they had all these different TVs playing different things. And they were like, well, we only put on sports here. And I told them, I was like, it is a sport. And they looked at me like I was like I was out of my mind.
Oh my God. And it is a sport. It's literally a sport. It's a competition show now.
Oh my gosh. No. And then this guy wasn't our server. So then he was like, oh, I'll go talk to a manager. But like he wandered off, never came back. Then when our server came back, I asked her, I was like, is there any way to put it on? Like Bachelor in Paradise, you guys have a partnership. Like what's going on? She was like, no, we only play sports. And I had to tell her it is a sport.
It is a sport.
But
that's crazy that they have it as a part of their menu, but won't put it on one of their many TVs.
Isn't that wild?
It's not like we're asking for your only TV. It's like you have a whole bunch, put it on one. It's part of your menu.
I was like, you know what? This is just further proof of the sexist, patriarchal society that we live in. They are just catering to the men with these traditionally, I know that there's plenty of women that enjoy watching sports. I just do not happen to be one of them. But yeah, it's almost like, oh, well, we can't convince the men to come out unless we have the sports game on. And I'm like, you know what?
This is nonsense.
Yeah. Oh, so I'm not going to be going back. I'm taking a stand.
Yeah.
And listeners, I don't think anybody should be going there unless they put it on the TVs.
That's so crazy to have it as a part of your menu, but then you won't air it.
Right.
Because by putting it on the menu, you're presumably trying to lure fans.
Right.
You're trying to
Who
attract
else is
fans.
going to come in?
Right. And so you're going to
and they have a deal. It's like a deal on Monday nights for this like set of drinks.
That's bonkers to me.
Right?
That's so crazy.
Wild.
We should write a letter.
Okay. All right. I know. The powers that be, they need to right this situation or Bachelor Nation will be boycotting islands.
Boom.
Though I do love their fries.
Oh, okay.
But
I haven't been there since like high school.
I can get fries elsewhere. They're not
There's
that
a lot of good fries.
Yeah, there's yes.
We don't need their fries.
No, definitely not.
We do need them to air the show that they're featuring on their menu.
Yeah. So there was that.
Crazy. Okay, disappointing. I'm sorry that didn't work out. I was excited when you sent me a picture of that menu, and sounds like they're not true fans.
No, definitely not. But we are.
But we are.
We're going
to talk about it.
Yes.
All right. So we're back to the old theme song. I'm kind of happy.
Yeah, this was a cute little intro. I liked it. It was short and sweet.
Yeah.
Like we just got quick little flashes of each of them.
Yeah.
None of this nonsense of like, I don't know, like where they have background maintenance workers coming in and like it's like, what is this? No,
I
we
don't
just
know.
want
They're trying to make it like funny or cute. I liked last week's I watched it late because I was on baby moon, so I watched it actually just today. Mm-hmm. But I loved that intro with all the birds and the old classic song "I'm Happy It's Back." I wonder if they got like feedback from test groups or something. Like, how do we feel about the new song? And everyone's like, dude, just go back to the old one.
Everybody, I think, has been missing it.
Yeah. So I'm glad it's back. I liked the birds from last week. Okay. And yeah, so pretty much straight away we're into this treasure hunk relationship test. Was there anything before that you wanted, or that was your first thing too?
Yeah, I mean, we get a little snippets of people starting to talk strategy, but they're going to be doing that the entire episode. So we will see more of that.
Plenty of strategy talk later.
Yeah, so this is like what, the third or fourth relationship test that we're getting to see. I liked the idea of this one, you know, testing communication, patience, supportive, like working together, collaborating. These walkie-talkies, though.
Yeah, you can't really communicate effectively if the technology isn't going to facilitate it. So.
Sure. And I mean, granted, that can happen sometimes where you're in a stressful situation, so maybe you don't have the ideal conditions for communication and
That's
keeping
true.
your cool and patience with someone. So maybe it was testing that. But yeah, just the amount of like cutting in and out that we were seeing, it was like
half the content was like, the walkies aren't working.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
So
it's less a test of who's communicating and more a test of who got the bad set of walkies.
Right. And who understands like how to measure 270-degree angles, which
I really had to think about it. At first I resigned myself. I was like, I'm not gonna ever figure out what angle that is. But then I like literally drew a circle and I was like, wait, okay, 360, if you divide it by 4, that's 90. So we have our 4 little 90-degree segments. Oh, and 9 times 3 is 27. So 270 is 3/4 of a circle. So,
yeah.
But I really had to like think about it. It's not something that I just would have like known in the moment without stopping to think about it.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe they're more math whizzes than I am.
Yeah.
Math was definitely never my strong suit. So the problem could be me here.
Right. Well, that was another thing with this challenge is they had how many? I think 4 different heats. So there was like the couples going up against just one other couple in their heat, and so the couples were getting different clues, different types of challenges,
different game.
And so that also felt a little bit unfair because it was like, well, what if you know the code flags, or you are really good at like I don't know. It just
Angles.
didn't, angles. Yeah. Or you know what a spigot is.
A spigot?
My mind was blown. I'm like, we're not that much older than this younger group. Why do they not know what a spigot is?
There were I think three of the girls did not know what a spigot was.
And I know, I'm like, okay, Alex, you're from Canada. Maybe they don't use that word.
Maybe it's a different word.
But goodness gracious, I don't know.
A spigot.
A spigot. Spigot. A spigot. Oh,
and
goodness.
when they started using boat directions like starboard,
yeah.
I was like, oh, they're not going to know what that means. But then again, there's only two sides of the boat the thing could be on. So if it's not on one, then it's on the other.
Yeah, process of elimination, for sure.
But as former Mariner Girl Scouts,
yeah.
Morgan and I, let me tell you guys, we would have rocked this test.
Oh, we would have shined.
This is our bread and butter because we have the cardinal directions on the boat.
Oh yeah, I mean Lisa knows Morse code.
I had to learn Morse code for just lots of dots and dashes.
Yeah.
And we had to memorize all those Mariner flags, which was it Alex? No, it was Leia.
I think it was Leia called them country flags.
Leia was like, all I see is country flags. And I was like, oh dear.
Oh, girl.
Those are not country flags. Those are Mariner flags, my love.
Oh, dear. I know. Well, so we saw in the first two heats, I think, neither of the couples was able to complete the challenge. Mm-hmm. So in the first heat, we had Alex and Andrew going up against Brian and Parisa. Neither of those couples were able to complete the challenge and get their partner out of the box.
Yeah.
Then in heat 2, we had Kat and Dale, Kathy and Keith. They also were not able to complete the challenges. It was like, oh my gosh, this seems really hard.
Yeah, I was thinking Kathy and Keith would do better because, they have more wisdom, more years of experience. They know what a spigot is.
Yes.
Maybe they know what a 270-degree angle is. So I was like, okay, this could be something that maybe their age would play an advantage for them, but I was wrong.
Right. Well, it looked like Kathy had a flask in her treasure chest.
Sure did.
So that might have been holding her team back.
Self-sabotage. And then she was like, why send a man to do a woman's job? That was funny. She has the best lines. Give this woman her own show because she always has a line ready to go. I don't know how she comes up with these hilarious lines all the time. I love her.
She is funny. Well, she is on that golden hour podcast, her and Susan. So we should be tuning in for that.
I might need to listen to it because she just cracks me up so much, and I love Susan too. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to listen because at this point, Kathy has earned my listenership.
Oh, there you go.
So funny.
There you go. Then we have the third heat. We finally get one of the couples is able to complete the challenge, and it's Sean and Alicia. Jonathan and Leia are not able to. But we finally get, it is possible.
It's possible. Someone can do it.
At this point also noticed that there's lots of doggies running around on the beach. Some of the dogs were helping them dig.
That was so cute. It was like, oh, where's the key? It's the one the dog is digging at.
The dog knows where it is.
Yeah.
That was really cute.
So cute.
And from my time studying abroad in Costa Rica, I can definitely attest that there are a lot of dogs out and about all over. I was primarily living in a college town city in the middle of the country. And so, there were so many dogs all around. I think it's just, I don't think they have dog shelters the way that we do. So they're just kind of out and about. They were running around the college campus.
Running around the college campus? Really?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
So they're community dogs. Do people
feed them?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think a lot of countries are like that. Definitely in Thailand, it was that way. Dogs everywhere. And speaking of dogs,
hi, Rusty.
My dog is scratching his collar loudly. You can probably hear him. But yeah, it seems like community dogs are definitely a thing. Not in America, but in a lot of places.
A lot of other places, for sure. Then in the final heat, we have Bailey and Jeremy going up against Spencer and Jess. Both of these couples amazingly were able to complete the challenge.
Yeah, I feel like with each heat, the couples got like stronger and stronger in their ability to finish it.
At one point in this heat, we saw Spencer even helping Bailey.
Yeah.
I was like, Spencer, you guys are competing against each other.
He's too nice. He was like, the blue, it's yours. It's your key. Take your key.
It's
like,
right there.
He really did not have to do that. But that would have kind of sucked if then Bailey won and that gave her the advantage. But it didn't end up that way because Spencer and Jess ended up taking the gold.
Definitely. Yeah. They were able to beat out the other two couples that finished with the best time. And they were just so sweet and supportive of each other throughout. Like, you could just hear them on the walkie-talkie, both just like, oh, you got this, babe. Oh, patience is the key.
They're so cute. This episode, I think more than any other episode, really highlighted how supportive they are of each other and how invested they both are and just how sweet they are. Yeah, they're just adorable, and I feel like I'm happy they're getting more airtime because now we can see more of their relationship.
Definitely. Yeah, this was one of the first episodes where we really got to spend more time with them. They haven't been in the drama, so we haven't gotten to see as much of their time together. But we finally got to see them have a date.
Finally.
Which was great. And
I mean, they deserve it the most.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. They're just too cute. Should we just talk about their date right now?
Sure,
I know it's not till later, but
let's go for it. We're already on the topic. Yeah, we see them pull up to this beautiful overlook, overlooking the rainforest, and of course it can't just be that straightforward, right? There's got to be something zany about it.
I was thinking maybe they were going to zip line because it looked like they were like up high in the treetops.
Totally.
And that would be an amazing fun thing to do. But actually, and I was a little bit like bummed when I was like, oh, they're going to do yoga. Like, because I just feel like that's been a date that like has been used a lot on The Bachelor. And sometimes it lands flat if the couple maybe isn't as like connected or is just not, I don't know, not comfortable with it. Like, I feel like we've seen that time and time again.
Yeah, where it can get awkward.
Yeah, but for them,
they really are connected.
Being so sweet because they really do have a strong, like, connection with each other. And so this just, like, brought them closer. And, like, yeah, staring into each other's eyes, like, doing these activities where it's like, oh, I trust you. Like, you're holding me up. It's a bit scary, but I trust you. Like, you could see it really did bring them even closer.
Definitely. And yeah, it's so nice for a super intimate date like that to be used on a couple where they really do have that spark and have that connection already, and they do trust each other. And you know, it was nice to see it like that for a change. So I think it went a long way, and you could just tell they were so grateful for the experience. And you can really tell they feel really strongly about each other. You can just tell they have great chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, just all the sweet looks that they give each other, all of the encouragement. They're just, very sweet.
Yeah, and then go ahead.
Yeah, we see them get to spend a little more time together after the yoga, and they are enjoying a charcuterie board, and they are just starting to have some real conversations about, you know, where they might want to live.
Yeah, real life things.
And let's see. So they're talking about where they might want to live. Jess says she's open to move.
She says she's open. She says, you know, I'm open to anything, but the most important thing is that we're together. I do want to point out, I feel like, I mean, I've been watching the show a really long time. And I feel like from what I've noticed, one of two things happens. The couple moves to Southern California, either LA or San Diego, or the girl moves to where the guy lives. I can't think of a lot of instances where the guy moves to where the woman lives. I feel like she usually moves to him. And I don't know what that's about. I think maybe women are, thought to be more flexible or more willing to do what it takes for love than maybe a man would. Or maybe it's because men have like, quote unquote, like, I don't know, maybe they have certain jobs that may be less flexible than the woman's job. So I don't know what goes into it, but it is something I've definitely noticed.
Yeah. I think it is more that women prioritize their relationships and love maybe like higher. They're willing to maybe, and again, this is not across the board, but willing to be more flexible, willing to maybe sacrifice themselves. I don't think that's necessarily always the best thing. But
Bailey, looking at you.
Right, but I think it's also can be a good thing, being flexible, being willing to, if a relationship is something that you very highly like value and prioritize, to be able to see that and adjust to make it work. I think it's important for both people in the relationship though to have that mindset. So yeah, like when Jess said she is willing to move and we didn't get to hear really Spencer's perspective on it.
Right.
This is just like one relationship, one example, and that really could be just like what works for them. But I think it is definitely like that's what happens a lot of the time, is that women are more willing to make the sacrifices and men are less open.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, is Spencer going to say? Because I feel like this is a relationship that seems, at least on the surface, pretty egalitarian. And we see, that there's a lot of reciprocation. And so I was curious. I was like, oh, maybe he'll say, yeah, I want to do what it takes to make this work. And maybe he did, and we just didn't get to see it. Editing is always a factor.
Right. And I don't even know, actually. I think he lives in Texas, right?
Does he?
I know he's from Texas. I don't know if he's like in Austin or Dallas, or I don't know if he's even still there.
And she's what, like Nashville or something?
I mean, she's got a Southern accent. I don't know if she's still living somewhere in the South, but probably.
Something in my brain wants to say Nashville, but I could be wrong.
Nashville or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's good to have those discussions. I know, and hopefully this couple stands the test of time, but like Joey and Kelsey, they decided to like move to a new city together.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and I think they maybe spent some time where she was from, even like I think in New Orleans. Because I don't know, he was living, I think, in Hawaii or somewhere like that before he went on the show. Yeah. And, but yeah, that was kind of a decision they made together. It's like, why don't we go live in a new big city together?
Have a new adventure.
Like it was high on Kelsey's bucket list. So, Joey.
Well, that's because Joey's the best.
Joey is the best.
Yeah.
He is a feminist, and we love him.
We all look to Joey to set the example. Everyone learned from Joey.
Yes.
We love you, Joey.
Yes. But so they both dropped some pretty big feelings for each other on this first date of theirs.
Definitely. And I mean, I think the timing was very right. You could see it all over their faces. They barely even had to say it, because like you can just tell they're feeling that way.
Totally. No. And I got some little chills when they both said that they were falling in love with each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I know this is jumping ahead again, but when Jess we know that they're safe for the week because they won the competition. Yes. So eventually when she does give him the rose at the rose ceremony, she says, I hope this is the last first date either of us ever have. And that's what gave me chills. That was
so sweet.
Super, super, super sweet.
So sweet. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But yeah, again, throughout the episode, love Spencer. He's just, and love them together. But I did also notice during this conversation that they kind of talked about, I forget how it came up, but Jess was sort of like talking him through like, hey, like we've already gotten what we came here for, and like we found each other, we have a really strong connection.
Yeah, love is the real prize, I think is what she said.
Love is the prize, like, And if we won the money, like, it would kind of be the cherry on top.
Right.
Something to that effect. Those weren't her words, but it kind of felt a little bit like she was trying to remind him, like, let's not get sucked into
the competition
and the money. Like, maybe it'll happen, but if not, that's okay too.
Yeah. I think she does acknowledge, though, that it would be a great, of course, you know, it's never going to hurt. It's going to help them jumpstart their lives together if they so choose to, you know, move in together or, you know, get a car or whatever it is that they're going to plan on doing.
Right.
So, yeah, but it seems like she's pretty laser focused on the love aspect of the relationship, which is always nice.
Yeah. And this is jumping ahead too. I think this is jumping actually all the way to the teaser. But we see something in the week ahead where they're having more discussions, which I love that we're getting to see actual discussions of like what's going to happen in the real world.
Not just this bubble.
Right. But yeah, it sounds like that she's expressing that she probably wouldn't be ready to move in together when they get back to back home.
I was surprised to hear her say that.
Really? I mean, it makes total sense to me. Like, I don't know. It would be really unrealistic, or like, it would be kind of a weird progression to go from like being in just kind of perpetual vacation fantasy land where like, yes, I think you can like really grow a foundation, but then to be living together, that's really fast.
Oh, it's super fast.
That's really fast to move in together. I could see trying to like move and live in the same city.
Yeah.
I also could see it would be complicated. You don't want to both sign like year leases or something in a new city, but I think there's some way you could work out with like I don't know, I don't want to support Airbnb, but with, you know, short-term rentals, staying with a friend, staying with a family member, where you could like be in the same city as each other, but not necessarily be living together right away.
For sure.
That feels like a lot
more realistic. Yeah. A lot more realistic to do what you just said. Yeah.
In my head.
Oh, no, totally. I mean, if it were me, I could never. I mean, my husband and I didn't move in with each other for like at least 5 years of dating. So we took things at a snail's pace. So for me, this would never, ever fly. But I was a little surprised to hear her say it, just because she does seem really gung-ho on all of this. But good for her. Good for her for staying like grounded in reality.
Right.
Because the fact of the matter is, this is a lightning fast process. They've only been hanging out for 16 days.
Right.
And so to go from that to living together, I guess it also just depends on when their leases are up. Like if they're planning for the future and like, oh, our leases are both going to be up in like 6 or 8 months, then I think that's reasonable to start talking about maybe. But if they're both like, oh, our lease is up next month, should we move in together? That's really fast.
Right. Oh, totally. And if anything, I feel like her having these conversations really shows how serious she is about the relationship and wanting it to work.
Not wanting to rush it and mess it up.
And have things like crumble because it like wasn't, it was just too rushed, and they didn't like take into account like it's a gradual process, like kind of growing a relationship and like growing a foundation with somebody.
Right.
And if you move in together too quickly, that could
destabilize things.
Yeah.
Totally. So yeah, I think it's definitely, you're right. It's showing how seriously she takes the process, and hopefully Spencer can see that too. I guess we'll see what happens next week. But yeah, I like that we're getting to know more of the depths of their relationship, because up until now it's just been like, oh, the two of them are like cuddling in a corner and being cute, and that's all we see.
Right.
So I liked this episode for them.
Totally. So that was all the sweetness of Jess and Spencer. Most of the rest of the episode
not
is
so sweet.
strategy, all of the caucuses, lobbying. Yeah. So a lot of people talking in corners, trying to plant some seeds to hopefully protect their continued space. Because I don't think we mentioned this. So Jess and Spencer are safe since they won the challenge. Now the rest of the group, everyone is going to vote, and 2 of the couples, so 4 people total, are going to be voted out of paradise.
Yeah.
By everyone else.
That's a lot. That's a good chunk of the remaining, because there's, I think, 7 couples remaining. And
I think maybe 8.
Is it 8?
I think it's 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. So right away after the challenge is over, we see people just start to talk. We see Kathy planting some seeds with some of the girls of, hey, like, you want to keep me around? I'm like the mom of the group.
You're not going to vote out mom.
And let's put some of these other girls out of their misery. She says, Leia, she doesn't look like she's having a good time.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Parisa, is she having fun over there with Brian?
I don't know.
Debatable.
I mean, it seems like, depending on the week, Parisa is either like having a great time or kind of miserable. So I don't really disagree with Kathy. I definitely think those are the couples that are more like on the fritz.
Sure.
Because Brian just, I mean, regardless of what happened this episode with him, I think in the past we've seen, like, I don't think he's ready for like a serious adult relationship. He just wants fun and play and really needs to work on communication. So I think Parisa would be better off if they, cut their losses and went home personally. I don't see it for them, but, that's not my call to make. But yeah, Kathy's doing what she can, because she's not in a love match. She's here with her BFF Keith, and they're just clinging on for dear life.
Right. And those are sort of the different like conversations that are being had. Like, okay, do we want to get rid of the platonic couples because they're not here looking for a love match?
Yeah. They're low-hanging fruit.
They're low-hanging fruit. That's one way to make a decision.
Right.
Okay, we're going to just keep the couples that are actually dating. We're going to vote off the people that are just friends.
Yeah.
So that's one strategy that people have. Another strategy is, who are the strongest couples?
Yeah.
Maybe those are the couples we should vote off because they're
the biggest threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep the weakest links around, because then the competition won't be as steep, because we can knock them out later. Let's get rid of the stronger ones first.
Mm-hmm.
So,
however, some of these challenges, and it may change, but some of these challenges, they're not really measuring the strength of, I mean, I say that, but at the same time, it's like, well, Jess and Spencer did just win, and I think they were communicating like patiently and nicely with each other.
That's true.
But I could just as easily have seen a platonic couple doing well in that challenge.
Totally.
So, anywho, I don't necessarily agree with that just because you're a friendship couple, you're not going to be as hard to beat in these types of challenges.
No, I mean, we saw, was it last week or the week before? We saw a challenge where Jonathan and Leia won. Like, they got the most compatible answers or something like that.
Right.
And it's like, that's hilarious, because
they're not a love match.
Exactly. That in and of itself proves that these quote unquote compatibility tests really miss the mark. I mean, it's not really measuring anything of substance. Mm-hmm. It's mostly silly and for entertainment, right? Mm-hmm. And just to make the competition more interesting.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, and so this night we see everybody's having some fun. Apparently it's Jeremy's birthday. He, gets to blow out some candles, and he says he's grateful for everyone there, even Brian.
Even you, Brian.
And yeah, it looks like they're all playing football in the pool.
It looks like they were having a blast. Everyone is like laughing and making out. I mean, almost everybody.
Almost everyone. Poor Miss Leia on the side, feeling pretty sad that, she was so hopeful that this would be the place she would make a love match. And I don't, I feel for her. It's like, I'm sure that process of like waiting to go to paradise, really looking forward to it, like just so much hopefulness, and there are a lot of people that have like gotten married out of this, so I feel for her that this just isn't working out as she'd hoped.
Totally. And it, Jonathan did definitely lead her on, and still in some ways almost kind of continues to. He's like, oh, I mean, wasn't it last week he was like, well, things could change. And then she was like, no gray area. Like, there is no gray area.
No.
Either you're interested or you're not. And he's always trying to leave an ellipses, right? He's always like, well, just, maybe something will change. But it's like, no, you need to be direct and answer now. Are you interested or not? If it's a maybe, that's a no.
Right.
So she's clear about that. And at least she's smart enough to no longer be led on by him, because he's really good at that, and he's managed to stay every single week because of his skill at leading people on.
It's wild.
So at least now she knows, like, they're just friends, and at this point she's in it for the competition.
I know this is jumping ahead, but I was shocked that they made it through this voting round.
Oh my, how he gets by every week needs to be studied.
Definitely, because I was pretty certain the gals, their biggest, their strategy, their game plan for who to eliminate, it really seems like, they care about each other, they value the friendships and relationships with the other women. So instead of like trying to be strategic about it, they have decided, maybe the best thing to do is to vote off people that are not in romantic relationships.
Yeah, the platonic couples.
I don't know how many of the girls are in on that, but at least
I think it was only
Alex,
a few.
Bailey, Parisa, they were talking about that. I don't know. I could see Jess feeling on the same page about that. Although now that I'm thinking about it, Jess and Leia, I think, are good friends. So she probably wouldn't vote off her. So it's very complicated.
It's complicated.
But I was surprised that Leia and Jonathan made it through another round.
I was shocked at the entire outcome. Like, everything that happened at the rose ceremony honestly did surprise me.
Yeah, definitely.
But I guess we'll get there.
Yes.
So it's really, we see Kathy starting to strategize, but besides her, we see Sean just light up at the thought of strategizing. It's like this awakens something in him that he is very excited about and very passionate about. I think this is Sean's true passion, is scheming. I think he's a schemer, but unfortunately he thinks he's a lot better at it than he really is. And he thinks that just because his dad is a politician,
he thinks that it's
genetic. He thinks it's a heritable trait, and he thinks that just because his dad does this, that he even says, well, I have a leg up on this because my dad does this. It's like, not necessarily. Like,
no, he's terrible at it.
He's actually really bad at it.
He's terrible.
Because a good politician knows how to manage their optics and their image.
Right.
It's not just about scheming. It's about how do those actions make you look, and what you're saying to certain people. And and
reading people and getting a feel for how people are responding to the message you're putting out there.
Oh yeah.
And doing some testing, but instead he's just coming out with his full-blown plan.
Chaos.
And he's just not thinking through it strategically.
No.
Going and talking to Andrew.
Oh my gosh.
About getting rid of Spencer.
Hello, they're roommates.
They're friends.
You don't think they're going to talk?
And this isn't even something that can happen this week because Spencer is in the safe zone.
He has immunity.
So, Sean, you need to focus on this week if you're going to try to strategize
to
help yourself get to next week.
It was like a comedy of errors. Like, he thought he thinks of himself as this mastermind. He used that word so many times.
Oh my gosh.
And really, he thought he was using a scalpel, but he was using a sledgehammer.
Oh my gosh. Right. And everybody could see what he was doing. He at first he seemed to try and start off delicately by just talking one-on-one with Dale, kind of finding Dale, talking with him one-on-one by the pool, I think. And at that point, Alicia was talking to a group of other people. So I was like, oh, okay, is there strategy to she's going to kind of keep everyone over here occupied and she'll send out a signal to him or something if others start to hover.
That would have been smart.
And I was like, okay, he's just talking one-on-one with Dale. But then I think he got too excited and then he just started talking to big groups all together out in the open.
At the bar. It's like, dude, you're in the hub. You're in the most the most public place, and you're just having these conversations with big groups of people. So yeah, people are going to start staring. People are going to start saying, what's going on over there? Of course it's going to look sus. Like,
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he's talking with a bunch of people. He's even talking with Keith and Kathy and Leah and Jonathan about how they should, like, Brian and Parisa might be people that are going to leave.
He's rubbing everyone the wrong way.
Right.
I will say it did seem like, at least from the footage that we were shown, he wasn't like telling people how to vote or even asking people to vote a certain way.
Right.
But I think he did use the words, I think Brian and Parisa might go, like they might go home, but he wasn't telling people like vote for Brian and Parisa to go home, or this is why you should do that. So he wasn't, I don't know if he was necessarily campaigning, but whatever he was doing was not smart, and it was really rubbing people the wrong way and undermining their trust in him in the future, because of course they're going to naturally wonder, well, next week is he going to talk about me like this?
Right. Yeah, how can we trust him?
And poor Alicia is like, Sean, take it easy. Like, this is not making people feel good about keeping us.
Right.
And do we think he listens to her?
No, he doesn't seem to know how to do that. And yeah, I mean, everyone that he's talking with are very clearly feeling uncomfortable with the way he's proceeding. They want to distance themselves from how he's carrying himself out.
Even Kat, like his BFF, she's like, what? Where is this coming from? Like, immediately she's like, I don't want any part of this. And then he's upset that she distances herself from him because he is digging himself a hole, and Kat is not gonna let him bring her down too.
No.
So she was being smart, and he doesn't know how to operate here.
No, he definitely doesn't.
He's way over his head.
Totally. Yeah.
His phrase, or like the term he kept trying to make happen. He was trying to make fetch happen with Parliament of Paradise.
Yes, I was just about to bring that up. So he's like campaigning out on the trail, talking one-on-one with the guys now. So he's learned maybe speaking out in the open, out by the pool, maybe that's not the best strategy. I'm going to go talk and spread the news of the Parliament of Paradise.
Oh my gosh.
He goes to talk one-on-one with Dale, one-on-one with Jeremy, and then one-on-one with Andrew.
Wait, I feel like Parliament of Paradise is kind of like the Mansion Men song.
Oh my gosh.
Where all the guys are like, we don't want to be in your parliament. Like, we don't want to sing this Mansion Men song, and we don't want to be in this parliament with you.
It's like the first rule of Parliament of Paradise is we don't talk about Parliament of Paradise.
Oh my gosh. Wow. It's so unique, Sean.
Original.
Yeah, super original.
Oh my goodness. Like, I can guarantee you safety if you join in on this parliament.
You can't guarantee me shit. You're gonna go home.
You're getting yourself voted off. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, and we mentioned this already, but yeah, Andrew's like, don't you realize that Spencer's my roommate? Like, why are you telling me that he should go?
And Sean even admits later that was an oversight. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot that they were roommates. It's like, dude, if you're gonna play the strategy game, you at least have to like know who is close with who and who might talk to each other. Like, that's the very basics here.
Very basic.
Let's get back to, scheming 101. Sean is way overconfident here, which is definitely his MO. Like, we're not surprised, but this is the natural consequence of that.
Yeah, definitely. I know. And so meanwhile, during this time, we also get to hear from Keith a little bit, and this was such a heartwarming moment.
Oh my gosh.
Keith is like, maybe the right thing would be for me and Kathy to leave, and also for Jonathan and Leah to leave, because we haven't found love, and I think the strongest couples, those are the ones that should be like duking it out in the end for the money.
He's so sweet. He's so cute. He's so pure. Protect this man.
Oh my gosh. He's wonderful.
He's wonderful. I would love to see him as Golden Bachelor.
He would be a great Golden Bachelor.
He's a delight. You can tell he is there for the right reasons for sure, to the point that he's willing to forego an opportunity to be in the running for, you know, $500,000.
Right.
And I mean, so much so that he's like, yeah, I think maybe I'll vote myself off because I want to have integrity. Like, how often do you find that in reality TV?
I know, very sweet. I mean, it seems like maybe Kathy talks him out of this by the end because they do end up staying, and so
that's true.
They probably didn't vote themselves off.
True. Because Kathy's on the whole other end. She's like, well, platonic couples have a connection too. Just because it's not a romantic connection, it's still a connection. And who's to say that a romantic connection is more important than a platonic one? And
right. And at some point, she even
she's really doing the mental gymnastics to try to justify.
No, and she's like, well, those ones in the couples, they've already won. They found love. Us, this could be a good, benefit for us. Maybe get some money since we didn't find love here.
Yeah. They already won their prize. Now we want our prize.
It's our turn.
So Kathy is just thinking of every possible thing she can to rationalize, and I don't blame her. Her. If I were in her shoes, I would do the same thing.
Sure.
I'm not noble. I'm not noble enough to kick myself off like Keith.
Oh no, definitely not. Oh. And so then at this point we see everybody, we're room hopping. We're seeing all the little private conversations going on in the different hotel rooms between the ladies, between the gentlemen. We hear Leia talking, I don't know who she was talking with, maybe Kat, talking about Parisa and Alicia being people that she might want to vote off. Mm-hmm. We see Alicia talking with Bailey and Alex about voting out Leia. Kat and Leia again talking about getting rid of Sean. Andrew and Spencer. Andrew, this is the moment he tells Spencer what Sean has been going around talking about, of wanting to get rid of Spencer and Jess because they're one of the strongest couples. Spencer is outraged.
He's outraged, but he's also like, he's also like amused.
Yes.
He's like, wow, Sean is so he's
very dense.
Yeah, not the smartest moment
dense.
for Sean. So
no,
I think he was like, wow, that's really funny. I know who I'm voting for,
Right,
so,
right. This makes my decision easier.
Yeah, Sean is really digging himself a grave here.
Oh my gosh.
Like, he did all the work for everybody. He just made everyone's decision.
He made it a lot easier.
Super easy.
Of like, okay, dude, you're doing too much.
Way too much.
And you're not like showing yourself to be like someone who's actually you're not showing yourself to be trustworthy. You're not showing yourself to be very bright. You're not you're not even someone that I want on my team, because you might make some big error that like brings us all down with you.
Right. You're not a good strategist.
No.
Like, you're just not a good, and if we can't trust you and you're not strong strategically, what are you going to bring to the table that anyone wants an alliance with you for? So, definitely made everyone's decision quite easy. Poor Alicia, because she's going to get dragged down with him.
Yeah. And then, at this point, we see also Dale, Andrew, and Jeremy having a conversation in one of their rooms. They're discussing how it really seems like it's a Sean versus Jonathan issue of figuring out who's going to be leaving.
Right.
At this point, I really thought what was going to happen was when they said it was between Sean and Jonathan, to me, and kind of throughout, when all the gals were also talking about how they want to preserve the genuine couples, I was thinking, okay, Kathy and Keith are like definitely going to be going home.
Yeah.
It seems like that's kind of an easier vote for a lot of the young people.
Right.
It's, they love Kathy and Keith, but it's not like a friend of their generation. Maybe it's a little bit easier to vote them off, and they're also platonic.
Right.
And I thought that Jonathan and Leia were also a really easy vote out because, again, they're platonic.
Right.
But probably when Dale, Andrew, and Jeremy are talking about, well, it's between Sean and Jonathan, who do we want to vote out? At this point, maybe they had already decided, like, we're done with Brian. We're done.
Maybe.
We're done.
Because last week, everyone was people really did not like the way Brian navigated things. Even Spencer, even sweet little Spencer was he was not happy about the way Brian went about things. Which is funny because if anything, Jeremy was the shady one.
Oh my gosh, Jeremy was the shady one.
Like, why are we all coming for Brian?
We're not Brian's biggest fans.
No, we're not, but still.
He did the right thing.
He did.
He shared with Bailey information she really needed to know. And for some reason, I know that was just last week, but Brian really felt like he was under the radar this week.
Which was smart
of him. Sean was making such a big fuss. And Jonathan and Leia just don't have a real relationship. So I don't know. I just really didn't think that Brian was going to get voted off. But
Same. Yeah. I thought he was totally going to be safe, but it seems like it might be the aftermath.
The lingering effects from last week.
Yeah. He violated the quote unquote bro code.
Ugh, douchebag code.
Honestly, yeah. I love what Wells said about that last week. Wells is like, is everyone taking crazy pills? That's how I felt too.
Right.
I was like, is everyone taking crazy pills? Because clearly Jeremy is the one who was shady here.
Right.
He did all this stuff behind Bailey's back. He clearly never intended to tell her about it. And the one person who's trying to be a good friend to Bailey is getting super ostracized for it, to the point that it probably led to his elimination.
It probably did.
So, I did think maybe, I mean, this is kind of not related to this episode anymore, more so related to last week, but I did wonder if Bailey was going to sort of stand up for Brian and tell at least the girls, because Bailey is very popular, very well liked by, I think, the guys and the girls. So if Bailey said to everyone, listen, Brian really stood up for me, and Brian shared information that I wanted to have, so please don't come for him because he did the right thing. That might have gone a long way, but she doesn't do that.
Yeah. I mean, she did try to protect him last week by not saying he was the one to share with her. Eventually it became clear it was him, but I think she tried to protect him, but I don't know.
She also probably doesn't want to ruffle feathers with Jeremy because she, for whatever reason, does seem very invested in her relationship with him.
Yeah.
To a fault.
Makes me sad.
Yeah. Jeremy, Bailey, you can do better, girl.
You can do better.
So much better.
I'm just, there's a piece of me.
Parisa too.
Yeah, Parisa too. There's a piece of me that's hoping, but I just don't think this is what's happening. She really does seem into Jeremy, but at this point, I'm just wanting her to be have switched gears, and she that she's just focused on the money now, and that she's gonna take it all and not give any to Jeremy.
That would be funny.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
I don't think so either. That would be funny, but yeah, I don't think so.
But yeah,
she's in love with him for some reason.
Oof.
She gives him way too many passes.
Oh, too many. Oh gosh, yeah. Now, since we're talking about this, later on in the episode, we see that she has thoughts about who she wants to vote off. I think she says, she doesn't want to vote off Alicia because that's a friend of hers, and she's sort of on the train of, I want to support the
love matches.
So her inclination would be to vote off the platonic couples, but she says she wants to vote with Jeremy and respect what his thoughts are as well. I'm like, girl, Trump has not changed the laws yet. You can vote as an individual.
This isn't Gilead.
Your vote has not been taken away yet. Oh my God.
Yeah, these girls are really standing by their men. Parisa says the same thing.
Shit.
Parisa's I really think it's important to vote as a couple with Brian. So it's
no.
Do you think he's going to give you that same respect? Because I don't know, girl. I mean, maybe he would, but maybe he would not.
Vote your truth.
Vote your truth.
Oh my gosh.
And I really want more for Bailey and Parisa, a lot more. And definitely. Alicia, pretty much all the girls.
All the girls. The only ones that seem to have good ones are Jess and Alex. I like Andrew. I like Spencer.
Yeah. Although Andrew did get really hung up on the whole bro code thing last week.
I know. That bugged me.
That was a bad look for him, but also Spencer did too.
Everyone did.
It was a bad look for the dudes last week.
It was wild. And a lot of the girls.
And Kat. Kat was leading the charge against Yeah, that was interesting.
Oh, dear.
But anyway, back to this week.
Yeah. So we see at this point also Alex and Bailey are whispering in their room, and this is when Alicia walks in and hears them whispering something about Sean.
Yeah.
And this really, really upsets her.
It really upset her.
Because she got really sad and emotional. I didn't even realize these girls were that close.
Same. I feel like Alicia just got here.
She just got here, but they were on the same season.
Okay.
So they do have that, though Alicia was only there like a week or two. But, we're not getting to see everything.
Yeah.
It sounds like those 4 girls, Bailey, Alex, Parisa, and Alicia,
are particularly close.
Are close. And so she was hurt to hear them whispering about Sean. And I liked, though, this was something that I appreciated about Alicia, is that later that night at the rose ceremony, like cocktail party before, she pulled the girls aside to have a girl chat, and she like addressed it head on with them. Yeah. And, let them know, I feel so close with you guys, and so it really hurt to hear you talking about Sean and I, and I felt like you guys were like strategizing against us, and like, I liked that she came to them.
Totally. I can appreciate where everybody is coming from in this situation, because Sean is the one who started all this. So of course they're going to be talking about it.
He's causing a mess.
Exactly. So of course they're going to be talking about it because he's forcing them to. So they really have no choice but to try and figure out how they're going to vote, because now Sean has made that a thing. So of course they're going to talk about it. And it doesn't mean that they were strategizing against Alicia.
Right.
But unfortunately, Alicia is attached to Sean in this now competition.
Definitely.
So I don't, they weren't doing anything wrong, but I can see why I can also see where Alicia's coming from, and she, maybe assumed the worst, or assumed that people were, going to come for her, but really people were just discussing what Sean had started. But I totally get why she would feel hurt. She wants to feel supported by her friends, because it sounds like she would never vote one of them off. So she was expecting that same courtesy from them. Sure. So, and no one's in the wrong here, in my opinion.
No, it's a really tough situation.
It's really hard.
And I mean, as they were having this conversation of like, she said something to them, Alicia, to the effect of like, I'm never gonna vote against you girls. And it's like, well, the weeks are winding down, and at some point there's only gonna be a few people standing.
Yeah, there comes a time where you're gonna have to.
They're in a really tough place.
Yeah.
So
it's either gonna be you or them at some point.
Right. But yeah, we see Alicia rightfully takes out most of her frustration on Sean.
Yeah, I'm glad she did that rather than directing it towards her friends, because really it was Sean that caused all of this.
Right.
He was the one who started the scheming and started the wanting to chat about alliances. So, it really does come down to him. And ultimately she voiced her concerns to Sean and said, hey, I think we should tone this down. I think it's rubbing people the wrong way. He chose not to listen. So yes, her anger should be directed towards him.
Definitely.
And she tells him that.
Right. No, which is great. It's great. So I was like, okay, this episode, we eventually say goodbye to her, but I liked that we saw more sides of her this episode.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like that she, I like her communication style.
I was just going to say she gets an A for communication in my book, because she communicated well with her friends about how she was feeling. And she communicated with Sean like, hey, I think you're lobbying too hard. I think it's pushing people away and turning people against us. And then she follows up with Sean later and says, hey, you didn't listen to me, and now things are kind of turning sour. I think this is putting us in a bad position, and I'm angry about it. So she gets an A for communication.
Definitely.
And Sean very much does not, and it's unfortunate that she has to be attached to him in this process. Right. She really didn't have a chance to connect with anybody else, so she's been stuck with him from the get-go. We feel for you, Alicia.
We do. This was kind of sweet. We see Kat passes, she slides Dale a little note, check yes or no. Will you be my boyfriend?
Yeah, people are out here making things official.
So that was, again, they're not my favorite couple, but that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
It was a cute move.
Totally. And yeah, a lot of people are bringing titles into things now. Like even I think Parisa said earlier in this episode, she's like, oh, I've been calling Brian my boyfriend. I don't know if Brian's doing the same. Not sure about that one. Not sure he cares. But I think Parisa's wanting that title. It seems like Kat, wants to take things to the next, sort of official boyfriend girlfriend level. It seems like Jess and Spencer are, using the term falling in love. So we're seeing things advance.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's fun. So Kat has this cute moment, and then she has this turn of events with Sean.
Oh yeah.
Sean decides to talk with her because he's gotten information from Alicia that Kat sort of like scoffed at the idea of her and Sean being close when Alicia brought this up to Kat. So Sean feels hurt, betrayed by this information.
Yeah.
He feels like he's been in Kat's corner and defending her at every turn.
Yeah.
And then we are given a bunch of footage of him talking Kat up, saying, there's more to her than maybe you see at the surface.
Totally.
So that was okay. So he is trying to be a good friend to Kat.
He considers himself very close with her, and he considers them to be very good friends. Unclear if Kat shared this same sentiment before today. It seems like probably mostly, but maybe Sean is just like really into their friendship, and maybe more so than Kat. I don't know. But after today's events, can you really blame Kat for distancing herself?
Oh, no. Well, and this is something I was wondering because I didn't see the last season of Paradise. So on that season, were they like buddy? Was it more, I know they were showing in this episode that after the fact, he claims that when people were really attacking her because
online,
of how she was, like how she acted on the show or was portrayed on the show, that he was standing up for her.
Yeah.
Was that something that also like came across on the show?
I think it was. Maybe just a couple of times. I don't think it was like a highlight of the season per se, but I do remember him being in her corner because, most people were not. So I do think he always had her back. Because I think he knew what it was like to be vilified. He was the villain before too. And so I think he knows what that feels like and wants to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And so he was really standing up for her. And I think she really appreciated it. But I just feel like today, with how much he's coming out swinging with these talks of alliances and strategies, and it's really turning people against him.
Rubbing everybody the wrong way.
Yeah, he's just really navigating this wrongly. So, Kat has to do what she has to do. And if she needs to distance herself from him at this moment to keep herself and her couple safe, I can't really blame her for doing that. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a little bit hard for me to say, like, I don't feel like I've seen it within the bounds of this show, like a really close friendship between them.
Yeah.
So
I think it's mostly off camera.
Okay. Yeah, but like she said, she didn't ask him to like be defending her, or I don't know. I can see both sides. Like, I can understand him feeling hurt to think that they had this, like, strong, like, friendship.
Yeah.
And that she's just poo-pooing it now. But I can also see, even if she felt some type of, gratitude and, like, buddiness with him at some point, not really holding on to that with the turn of events and how he's acting now.
Because if she comes to his corner and defends him, people are now going to not trust her.
Right. Then she might be next on the chopping block.
Yeah.
So it's, again, they're all in a really yucky situation in terms of, like, turning on each other.
Yeah, it did not have to be this way. I really feel like it didn't have to go down like this.
No, I mean, and again, this is why I feel like the fact that the platonic couple stayed,
I know,
is so interesting, because that seems like just kind of an easier way to like process of elimination.
Right.
But I guess at some point it's gonna have to become something else. So
yeah.
But
and it's kind of funny because sort of in a way what Sean was advocating for, getting rid of the strongest couples first and keeping the weaker or platonic couples, is what ended up happening.
Somewhat.
Right?
I mean, Brian and Parisa and Alicia and Sean are probably the weakest of the romantic couples.
That's very true.
So, yeah, but we see then, Sean turns on Kat in this conversation. I forget exactly what he says to her. She kind of blows it a little bit out of proportion, at least in what we see.
She has a flair for drama. That's how she was in the last season. Everything was always like really blown up.
Right.
Out of
bigger than it was. Yeah, because she says he is like cursing at her, cursing every other word. He used some profanity, but it wasn't too extreme. I think he just kind of was like, "Oh, I'm fucking over this," or something. It wasn't like cursing her out or anything. No.
And so I don't know. She really, I think, can get riled up quickly. But
and we don't know much about her background. Like, I mean, I appreciated when she came to Dale. She's like, I did my breath.
Yeah.
So she's trying.
She's really trying, and it's a huge improvement from last season.
Love to see that self-improvement.
Yeah, I think she talked about, I don't know, I hope I'm not making this up, but I think she talked about like going to therapy.
Yeah, I think she did.
So good for her.
We
support it, Kat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, big fan.
But yeah, so she's telling Dale what's going down, and he swoops in to protect his lady. Even though Kat made it clear she doesn't need male protection.
No, well, she doesn't want Sean's protection, but she definitely wants Dale's protection.
She sure does. I think it made her feel baby girled.
Baby girled.
That's what she's been looking for.
That's what she wants. Made her feel all hot and bothered. Mm-hmm. She loves seeing him come to her defense.
Totally.
It was cute.
It was cute to watch because I mean, I'm sure, honestly, I would feel that way too. Not gonna lie. So, yeah. Dale's like, oh, he was cursing at you? That's all I need to hear. And then he walks over to Sean and basically puts Sean in his place. And all Sean can say is like, that's fair. That's fair. Like, does not put up a fight against Dale.
Oh, no. No. Oh, man. Yeah, Dale's like the king. I could see them going pretty far, actually, because I feel like Dale has a presence with the guys. Yeah. Like that again, he has not been my favorite this season either, but it seems like the guys really look up to him. The guys look up to him. All the girls wanted him in the beginning. He definitely has a lot of power, just kind of for being who he is. Mm-hmm. He just kind of commands respect and power and presence, and yeah, Sean like immediately backed down. Sean was like, oh yeah, okay, no worries. He was not going to try and prove his point to Dale. He was just like, oh yeah, sure, no worries, Dale. Yeah. So, and Kat ate it up. I know. So we'll see. Yeah, and so we see just a little bit more discussion before the rose ceremony of kind of the different directions people are thinking things might go. We see Sean approach Kathy, and basically right away she's like, go. She's like, oh, enough with this drama. You over-dramaed Kathy. Like, how does one do that? I know. She lives for this stuff. She lives for it, and she's like, Sean, this is enough. I've gotten my fill. Yeah. I'm done for the night. You broke Kathy, Sean. No, and she tells it to him straight, because I think Sean says something preposterous to Kathy about how he sees himself and Alicia as the strongest couple there. Yeah, he keeps saying that. That's not, what nonsense is this? Kathy's like, no, you're not. Wrong. Yeah, I don't see it that way. So you got to admire Kathy for being direct, because that's what Sean says he is. Sean's like, oh, I'll just,
I'm not scheming behind anyone's back, which he
definitely
is. But he's like, oh, I'll just tell it to your face. I'm very upfront. I'm very direct. But I love that Kathy gives him that taste of his own medicine. It's like, okay, you want direct? You and Alicia are certainly not the most powerful couple here. Like, let's not get it twisted.
No.
So good for you, Kathy.
Yes, definitely. This was too funny. So Jesse comes around. He lets all the people know that they are going to be voting each other off using a tablet. And I love that both of our first reactions when we heard Jesse say that they were going to be using a tablet was that they were going to have some type of like rock slate stone piece where they're like tallying up their votes. And both of our first thoughts were like, well, then they're going to see how the vote's going.
I was picturing like Mount Sinai.
Like Flintstones.
And I was picturing the 10 Commandments, how it's like written on like a slab, like carved into stone. I was like, a tablet? That's never going to work.
I think it's because this is feeling like very Survivor-like.
Yes, that's 100%.
I don't know even what they do on Survivor, but I was just picturing a big slab of rock. Yeah. That they're all tallying on it.
Totally. That was exactly why I thought that. Gosh. I was like, this is Survivor vibes. They're talking about voting people off the island. They've literally used that terminology.
Oh my gosh. And we're not that old, you guys.
No, like
we're millennials.
I know what a tablet is, but for some reason the Survivor vibes of this episode and the way things were going down, they made it seem like it was going to be this like tribal council.
Yes.
So I was picturing stone.
Definitely. Oh my gosh, yes.
Love that we both went there.
I know, we had to pause it to like share our silly thoughts once we realized, oh no, it's an iPad.
Yeah, we're talking iPads here.
Oh my.
So funny.
Too funny. So yeah, we see them all doing a little votey action. And of course we start with Jess, since she and Spencer are safe. She gives him her rose. Alex gives a rose to Andrew. Bailey to Jeremy.
Mm-hmm. No surprises here.
No surprises. Kat to Dale.
Mm-hmm.
Then what?
And then we hear Jesse call Kathy's name.
Shocking.
Completely shocked.
I was like, wait, keep playing it. They might be pulling one over on us.
Doing one of those things where they're like, Kathy, please come up. We couldn't give you a rose to hand out. Like one of those.
Goodbye.
Yeah. One of those tricks. But no, it wasn't a trick.
It wasn't a trick.
She gets to stay. Keith gets to stay. And that's so funny because half of this couple is already like
halfway out the door.
Ready to leave. Keith is like, it would make sense if we left. Like, we're not in love. So it's so funny that like the people who end up staying like are, I don't know, the platonic. Right. Like, it's just really interesting how it worked out that way.
Definitely. Yeah. So then Jesse lets us know, because we just have now Parisa, Alicia, and Leia left. So Jesse only has one more rose.
Yeah, so there's 3 couples on the line.
Yes.
And only one more couple that can remain.
Yes.
So that's the situation we're in. And then all of a sudden, Alicia speaks out and says, Jesse, can I say something?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cuts to commercial break.
We're like, what could she possibly have to say?
I know, because I'm like, okay, if she's advocating for herself, it's too late because the votes have already been casted. And if she self-eliminates, that's also too late because it's like, girl, there's only one rose left, and leaving now is just kind of like doing one of those, you can't fire me, I quit things, where it's like, okay, sure, you quit, but like really you're getting fired. Mm-hmm, so whatever she's doing is not about to make sense.
It was a very interesting choice because, again, I was very, I don't know, it was very up in the air. Like, maybe the vibes in the room were more clear of like, oh, the writing's on the wall, Sean and I are going home. But for me, because there was so much talk amongst the girls about voting off the platonic couples, I really thought they had a chance of staying.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, I think it's going to be Kathy and Keith. Mm-hmm. I thought they were going to be one for sure that was going to leave. And I thought Leia and Jonathan also were pretty likely to leave. And I know that they all had their things against Sean, but I thought they would just sort of be like, okay, well, we'll get rid of him next round.
Totally.
So I don't know. I thought there was still a chance they might stay. So this was a very interesting choice on her part, their part, to decide, you know what, we're going to leave with integrity.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We've found something very special, and we're going to take it outside of here.
We're going to take it back to Tampa.
Tampa, is that where she said?
Yeah, because they both live in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, do they? I forgot this.
Which is kind of random. It's like Tampa's not the hugest city. It's not like they're both from LA or something
or New York.
Right. It's like they're both from Tampa, Florida. So that is kind of random.
All right.
So maybe something will work for them in Tampa. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
she gives this big, like, almost felt like she was being a martyr, you know.
Yeah, it was kind of
very self-righteous.
Yeah. It was odd. It didn't land well with the group.
No.
Nobody was like, oh, wow, like, we're so happy for you guys. You found something special.
I think she meant it to be really sentimental.
Yeah.
And, like, we don't need the money. We don't need to stay. We're going to leave on our own accord with our heads held high. It's like, you tell yourself whatever you need to, girl.
Oh.
But, like, make no bones about it. You're being voted off. And, the things that Sean was just like, same. Like,
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, what she said. But doesn't waste an opportunity to take a swing at Kat on the way out.
Right. Well, it made me curious, like, what is being said by Dale in these bro code moments? Because Sean said something to the effect of, like, love you, Dale, and, you know, Kat, like, this is all going to be over soon. Something about...
Oh, yeah.
Something to the effect of, like, Dale's going to leave you.
Yeah, like, oh, don't call me crying when Dale dumps you the first day, or something like that.
Something like that.
Something like, I'm not going to be there for you anymore because you weren't there for me, and also Dale's not really into you.
I mean, and I would not be surprised if Dale was saying stuff to the guys behind closed doors.
Oh.
I don't know.
But everything is recorded. You think the cameras wouldn't have picked up on it?
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I guess it's possible, but they probably have some type of opportunities where they don't have mics on.
There's no mics.
Don't you think at some... I mean, when they're
sleeping?
I don't know. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Not that... like, Sean's word
means anything, because clearly he doesn't have very good people reading skills. Mm-hmm. So I want to say it's probably nothing, because he doesn't seem to be able to read the room very well. Mm-hmm. And I think he thinks he's closer with people than he really is, like Kat, you know. So I think this might be just one of his overconfident assessments that he's wrong about. But who knows? I mean, I also don't think the world of Dale. So I don't know that he's going to be a stand-up guy to Kat. I mean, maybe he will, maybe he won't. He seems to be very comfortable with this title of boyfriend, so that's good. But they're still in paradise, so we'll see what happens after.
Yeah, we'll see. I appreciated after they left that Jesse clarified that they were voted off. They were one of the couples voted off.
Yeah.
So that, no questions there.
Yeah.
We also get a little moment, I think, somewhere in here after this awkward exit of Dale farting. Or was that at the very end? It was somewhere in here.
No, I think that was like right after that. Dale's like, Keith, what if I just farted? And then he did. And then does, like, he really does. And Keith is like, wait, what? And then poor Keith, because Jesse is like, Keith, did you just fart? And Keith is like, no, it was Dale. He literally just said so. And so everyone's coming for Keith. This is some ageism right now. Like, it was Dale, everyone.
It was Dale. I know it. Okay, and then what did you think of this? The final rose. Final rose went to Leia.
What is happening? What is this?
Jonathan has
powers.
He has some type of power.
He has magic powers, because how is he still here? This is bonkers.
April must have cast a fairy spell on him.
Oh my gosh, you're so right.
And there's just like no breaking that April magic.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good point, because she sprinkled some of her April fairy dust on him. She took favor on him. She really did. And she was like, I see in you what no one else sees in you.
What if Leia and Jonathan go all the way?
Dude, if they do...
It was April.
If they do, it was April. I don't know. Jonathan, like, no offense, dude, but like does not deserve to be here at this point.
No.
And he just keeps scraping by week after week. He's either really lucky or he's got some fairy dust or something. Someone up there is looking out for him.
Yeah.
So
and so that means we're saying goodbye to Brian and Parisa, which I'm okay with this. I was a little sad for Parisa. I just didn't expect it. I didn't think this was their time. I thought they had a little more time.
Same. The couples that stayed are the ones I thought were going to leave. I thought it was going to be Kathy and Keith and Jonathan and Leia.
Yeah.
Or maybe Sean and Alicia, which, did end up happening, but it was a close call.
Right.
But I certainly wasn't expecting Brian and Parisa this week. Maybe next week or something.
Right.
But I wasn't expecting it to be now. There was so much other stuff going on this week. I thought they were going to skate by under the radar, but nope.
No, some grudges were held.
Definitely. As Sean makes it clear that he will also hold a grudge against Kat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. No, and I know at some point in here, Kathy says something about, these young people are talking about their friendships and the love, and that they want to really maintain all these close friendships. And she said that it's going to eat them up. This competition and the money and the strategy is going to tear some of these friendships apart.
Yeah. And that might be words of wisdom. She's lived, she's seen what money can do to people. And, I don't know, she might be right.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and it's going to change people's motives inevitably.
Yeah.
I wasn't too sad about seeing Brian and Parisa go, even though I do like Parisa, but honestly, I just want more for her than this.
Yeah.
I want her to be with someone who appreciates her more than Brian does, and I think she deserves a lot better in terms of a partner. So I'm not sad for her in the sense that this may be the end of this relationship, which I think would be a good thing for her.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't sad to see Brian leave, because despite him doing the right thing with Bailey, overall, I don't think he's an amazing guy, at least not an amazing partner at all. And so I wouldn't have wanted him to win the money.
No.
So I'm glad that they left. I didn't think it was going to be this week, but I'm glad to see them eliminated altogether.
Yeah. I know. But on that note, like, which of the couples would you be happy to see win the money?
Definitely Justin Spencer.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely my top pick that I would want to win the money.
Yeah. I also would not be heartbroken if this might be a hot take, but I would not be heartbroken if Kathy and Keith won it. Even though they're platonic, just because I like them both so much as individuals. I think Kathy is an important part of the franchise at this point. She's like queen of the Goldens, or one of them.
Yes.
So I just think she's great, and she's given me enough entertainment to justify $250,000. I'm assuming they have to split it, right? $250,000 each, probably. Or is it
probably? They haven't really said specifically what happens, but yeah.
Do they each get $500,000? Probably not.
I don't think
it's
so.
probably per
I think
couple.
it's total.
Okay. So I mean, I think she deserves a paycheck, and Keith is so sweet to the point that he was willing to vote himself off just to do the right thing. And so I mean, how much purer of a heart do you want, so I would be fine if they got it too. I mean, I think the most quote unquote deserving and strongest couple would obviously be Jess and Spencer. But yeah, I would be fine if it was Kathy and Keith. I'm trying to think if there's any other couple that I would be satisfied with getting it. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I know that I don't want Leia and Jonathan to get it.
No, Jonathan cannot get this money.
I don't want Bailey and Jeremy to get it unless Bailey is gonna like turn on Jeremy and keep it all for herself, which I don't see happening.
Of all the girls who are least likely to do that, I think she's she's the least likely to do that, because she defers to Jeremy all the time. She lets him get away with everything. Oof. And no, I mean, if anything, the money would be like all his.
Yeah, I don't want it to go to Kat and Dale either.
Same.
I mean, Alex and Andrew, I would be okay with.
That would be okay. That's true.
But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, definitely, obviously, Jess and Spencer would be one of my top ones that I would love to see get the money. And I would also be happy if Kathy and Keith got it, because I could, just as like, I could see them doing really great, fun things with it too, of like with their families. Even maybe, taking a trip together, like, for fun with other friends and family. Like, it's just, yes, it could be, like, a nest egg for a younger couple, but it could just be, like, some really amazing, life-changing, like, bucket list moments for them. And
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah, I would love that for them. And yeah, I do agree with you. I think my third choice would then be Alex and Andrew. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like super invested in their relationship. I feel like I need to get to know them more as a couple.
Right.
I feel like I know Alex well enough, but maybe not Andrew enough. Mm-hmm. So, but I like them well enough as a couple, and I wouldn't be disappointed if it went to them, but I certainly would be disappointed if it went to Kat and Dale, or especially Leia and Jonathan.
Yeah.
More so for Jonathan reasons, not so much Leia reasons.
Right. Yeah. So we shall see.
We've got our picks.
Yeah. But yeah, so we saw a little teaser for next week. It looks like the challenge is like some type of like camp out survival test.
Again with the survivor themes, I swear.
Seems like, that's throwing some of the people, especially Kat, into a tizzy.
Immediately, I was like, they're in nature, Kat's gonna die. Like, she's not gonna do well among the bugs and the critters and the creatures.
Yes.
Not her scene. And I don't think Bailey's scene either, because Bailey was like, if this messes up my manicure, I'll die. So.
Girl, the show has changed.
Yeah.
You gotta let that go.
So I think it's gonna be fun watching them.
Yeah, I agree. And then we see that, there's going to be more voting people off. Keith is talking about being homesick and wanting to get back home to, I'm guessing, his family.
Yeah. And that's not going to go over well with Kathy, because as we've seen, Kathy is now locked into this competition and she's in it to win it. Mm-hmm. So I think Kathy will probably do whatever she can to try and convince him to stay, but I mean the words he used were, I'm going home. Like, he said, I've decided to go home. So it's not like he's like, oh, maybe I will. It sounds like he's made up his mind. So unless something convinces him to stay, I don't know what's gonna happen there.
Yeah, I know, time will tell, but goodness gracious, the stakes are getting high.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely bringing out a lot of emotions, a lot of I'm excited to see what happens, but it definitely feels like a really different show now.
It really does. We knew it would change everything, and it seems like it's really changing the vibe of the show and the motives, and like who's gonna stay for what purpose, and just the very fact that we have two couples staying who are not even into each other right now. That's pretty major. That I don't think that would have happened in previous seasons.
No. Well, yeah, and this voting off is really, really different. And, I guess we haven't even had any mention of, like, are people going to get engaged? Like, is that just not a part of the show anymore?
I don't know. Up until the teaser, I would have said maybe that's in the cards for Jess and Spencer. But it also seems like, in the teaser, we were shown some content about the two of them maybe not being on the same. I think Jess says maybe we're not on the same page. I don't know. So maybe that's not in the cards for them. I'm not sure. Stranger things have happened. I mean, it totally could be in the cards for them. But it's interesting the way the competition will sort of flavor the end of the show.
Yeah. Oof. Well,
a lot to digest.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think next week will be very interesting to watch. So this was fun. This was an action-packed one.
Oh my gosh, a lot.
I feel like the last few episodes have been pretty action-packed.
Yeah.
Pretty decent season.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
I'm invested.
Yeah, same. So.
Oh, well, as always, been so much fun watching it together.
So much fun. So much better together, for sure. So, let's reunite next week, and we'll see how all this unfolds or unravels, and we'll take it from there.
Sounds good. See you next week.
See you then.